Hi, Sunday chat. Um, this might be one of the last times that I talk about the first of the three phantoms, the blue one, even though I still have the horizontal stabs to put on and that front inside piece to find, but that's not going to be video worthy. Although I will take a nice set of photos once it's got its horizontal stabilizers on. I do find that this blue is quite difficult to photograph. Anyway, I just want to do a sort of a final chat about this before I'll talk about that. I am very happy with this. I am disappointed with the overall look due to the decal carrier film. But it will be one of the most beautiful models on my ceiling or wall, wherever it ends up. So I just wanted to do a couple of points on what would I have done differently, what do I think I did well, etc., etc. So, as I've said, a primer coat. Primer coat was it wasn't a huge fault in that I got masking pulling off paint everywhere, but it's enough of an annoyance when a bit of paint gets pulled off that sort of indicates to you how cohesive you need this paint scheme to be. I know you can touch up, but it's really unfortunate when a part of it gets damaged. So a primer coat, satin, and then the blue. I'm very happy with this blue, but I might have chosen a Humbrol rather. In hindsight, this is an amazingly smooth blue, but possibly too smooth from the point of view of not gripping to the plastic, although, I mean, that's debatable. I didn't do the best job with the gold. I'm a bit disappointed with myself about the gold. That's okay. It is what it is. Very happy with what I did here. That all came out very well. I'm very happy with the horizontal stabilizers. The exhausts and intakes was obviously an area that I could have improved upon, which I did on Phantoms 2 and 3. The cockpit, so this one had that resin cockpit set, which it sort of squeezes against the side, and it's probably widened this fuselage area ever so slightly. I didn't build it. I just tried to fit it in with the least amount of hassle. That little piece had got damaged, which you hardly see now. There is a little crack mark there, but again, tough luck. And keep in mind that this aircraft had already been started. These slats on the leading edge, they've got a bit of glue mark on from the original build. And I don't really like those slats. The other two builds have got that slat sort of in the retracted position, and the wing is far more cohesive. I'm not a fan of that thing being in that position. And I feel like this model, which is a better model than the other two models, went a bit, I mean, you know, some builders will like the fact that that was separate, but the other two wings are better wings than this one. I did the closing up of the undercarriage very nicely. And I'm happy that I did it. I've got a very nice, clean, smooth Phantom to put up on display. I'd like this kit again. In principle, though I won't get it again. So what I'm saying is very nice model, very nice build, recessed panel lines. But you're still going to suffer that same problem with the decals, sort of semi-ruining the absolute best look that you could get. Anyway, very, very nice. And what would I give myself for this? I would say it's probably worth a 7 or 8 out of 10, considering the faults and so on. It's sort of somewhat simple, but very nice looking. Okay, enough of that. Now, this is a model which I got along with the 3 Phantoms. I hadn't paid too much attention. I like the Corsair too. It's not nearly as beautiful as the Phantom. But anyway, that one will get some attention. So I was looking at this box. And I'm not that familiar with Hasegawa's history. So I don't know if this gold edged box series was supposedly their best. This one doesn't say Masterpiece Edition or anything like that Phantom did. And I don't really regard that Phantom as a Masterpiece Edition. I think what they do is they add in a couple of extras. Bit of photo etch and a bit of metal landing gear and call it a Masterpiece set. But if we're talking about the plastic kit alone, so I was just having a look here and I saw that this one had a date on it. Yes, there it is it? It was 1987, but now why can't I see it right now? I definitely saw a date of 1987 on it, but of course, as soon as I want to show anyone, then I can't find it. That's very odd. Oh, that's because it wasn't on the sides, it was on the front. Now, so this kit is recessed panel lines and is very, very good. So as good as, if not even slightly better than the base kit of that Phantom. Yes, so this did have this built already. Did have a couple of parts built. Now that might present a problem to spray in there. I don't know yet what I'll do about that. And this might not be glued on totally recessed. There seems to be a little bit of a gap over there, but we'll see. I'm not sure if that was a multi-part. Looks like a single part. Might be able to break off. Now, what I wanted to say was 1987, almost 40 years ago. Can you believe that this very good Hasegawa kit release, almost 40 years ago? And again, I say I'm not clued up on Hasegawa's history, but I don't believe there's a better kit than this by anyone in almost 40 years, 37, 36, whatever. So what am I saying there? I'm saying that the technology and the skill level of the manufacturers was that good almost 40 years ago. I mean, try and name any other product where the 40-year-old version of something is the best that there ever was. Now, of course, I know that there are manufacturers who make kits as good as this, maybe a little bit better, although I don't. That's actually worthy of a video. I don't know if it'll have enough content, but give your thoughts on, apart from the fact that you might add more parts, but what would you possibly do to make a better kit than this? Assuming it's exactly accurate and everything, I'm not sure how you would improve upon a kit like this. you'd give some photo etch, you'd give some metal landing gear, maybe a couple of options of decals. So this one has, I think that's the base kit. I'm not sure if this one came with it. Maybe it's from something else. Maybe another variant, another Hasegawa kit. Anyway, I guess I'll just go with that. 40-year-old kit being the best, it sort of makes you wonder, well, where have we been going in 40 years? But give your thoughts, give your comments on how you would improve upon the best of a Hasegawa or a Tamiya or whatever you regard as your favorite best. Yeah, it's sort of like the hobby, the manufacturing peaked, and after that, obviously Airfix turned itself around and offers other kits with lots of parts and so on. But the individual quality of the best of Airfix isn't better than that. Neither is the best of Tamiya better than that. They're all on a par. You know, very fine, crisp, recessed panel lines, well produced. Although, okay, so on the Phantom, and I assume one might find this somewhere on that Corsair, is ejector pin marks in places that are not the best. That's a possible area of improvement. Connections to the sprue. I'm not sure how much thought they put into that, but that's an area where you would say, well, that wasn't the best place where you put that connection. Like on canopies as well, it is very common to end up doing a little bit of damage. The Phantom has that sort of edge. It has this angled edge at the base of the clear part, which means that if you get a slight bit of damage in there, you cover it up with the framework. This one's got a very thin framework there, and you can see that the clipping off basically extends the full width of that frame and possibly slightly into the, I hope not into the clear part. And as I mentioned in another video, an area of improvement would be to provide the full single piece closed canopies, the multi-part canopies for people that want to have things open, giving more decal options. For one, you know, I don't know how much it costs to make decals, and I don't know how much it costs the manufacturer to include an alternative. Overall, I'd say not out of proportion. So it would, you know, it allows a modeler to collect spare decals and later on redo. Maybe they didn't do it the best build, and they've got this second decal set for an alternate, which was certainly true when I was building kits as a kid. You know, you build it, you use the decals up. A few months later, you want to repaint it and do another scheme. But anyway, this one will be coming up, and this is an easier build than a Phantom. It's a smaller aircraft. So I will be doing a little bit of chatter on this. Now this, I'm going to show you this if you can catch this in the light. There's glue mark on all of the surface, which means, you see that? On all shininess on all of those surfaces there. So somebody prepped to glue this. Not on that side, or just starting on that side. And the other one, no. Oh, okay. So this has got a bit of, I'm going to catch this in the light for you. There's a bit of unevenness there, which should be inside the wing. But it's possible that they looked at this and thought that maybe it needed cleaning first and they'd applied glue already, or difficult to know exactly what the reason is. Anyway, that's easy enough. So what I'll be doing is taking one of my smoother flat files and just lightly flatting till that glue, till that shininess is not present anymore. And the reason I'll use a flat file is because it sort of keeps that flat surface. That's if all parts of the wing actually were on a flat surface. Otherwise I'll just need to watch out for those. They may not be entirely flat. So if you are going to do that, if you are going to take your file, I'm just going to grab one here which is not the file. I'll be using this as a much rougher one. You know, you position that there, but judge whether it actually touches equally, and I can now see that it doesn't. I don't think you're going to see this there. Oh, maybe it does. Yep. Looks like you just need to hold your file correctly. Ensure that it's flat there and then flat there, and you just go softly. You can do the same thing, I guess, with 400 sandpaper. Just clean that up a little bit. And of course, you know, testing the locator pins to make sure that what you think you're about to get as a perfectly aligned wing is what you actually get. I'm not seeing any locator pins on this, which is interesting. But anyway, it's not a difficult wing to build. So that's a bit of a problem area to spray that. That is a bit of a problem area to spray that, but it's easy enough since I'll do the same as I did with the Phantom. I'll cut that off. Cut that off there, then I can spray that little piece that you can see right in there, and I can spray inside of this tube, which sprays much easier when you've got that. Undercarriage up or down? I have built a 1/72 one of these. Undercarriage down. I guess undercarriage down is good on a Corsair. It does have a nice stance. It does have nice undercarriage, so I guess undercarriage down. I'm guessing that this scheme is as good as anything, and you have the decals. Although I do like those teeth. So what have we got here? We have got so I think I will do the one with the teeth. Much less cockpit work as well. Okay, so a few parts have been glued, which I can unglue and fix up. So I mean, it's not a you know, it's such a huge box. Look at this huge box, and look at that. That's all the pieces. And you've got so many badge options, which is so cool. Actually, I can actually steal a couple of those badges and use them on other kits, even if they're not actually the correct badge. I think I am, for the most part, not modeling anymore, or I should say mostly I'm not modeling anymore to absolutely stick to the perfect color scheme that a particular aircraft was in. I mean, look, if I was going to do a famous aircraft, it just doesn't look right to go and put your own additions onto that. So yes, then you stick to you stick to it exactly. But I'm open to doing little variations, badge differences, things like that. So yeah, give me your thoughts. If you want to actually have a specific video chat on improvements to kits, and give me your thoughts, because I'm not very clued up on how the hobby has progressed in 35 to 40 years, if this is still representative of the best of model kits, and it is. That's in my opinion. Of course, now I will get a lot of comments, which is good. Tell me where I'm wrong if I'm not right in making that statement. So these two kits are almost the same age, I'm guessing, and quality. I did spray the pylons and weapons. I will post a picture of that. So there'll be a lot of decal onto missiles now, and painting the different color heads and various little detail bits on the missiles to make them look realistic. So slow progress. And then masking for the red Phantom, which is the second one. So I think over the next months, Phantom number 2 and a Mustang will be finished, maybe even 2 Mustangs, and in the month after that, Phantom number 3 and probably another 2 Mustangs, since they're at only final painting, decal stage, etc. Okay, happy modeling. Cheers.